you think we need regulations that would control the use of AI on board? So basically, I want to ask you also with a closing statement now already, because we're nearing the end. Are you really worried, and do you think that there should be a regulation or a limitation, or do you even think that it's possible to regulate it, or will science do what it always does and take its course? Or do you at least think that for the maritime industry we have to find limitations because there might be a massive risk? But it's your I'm asking for your personal feeling about it.
I think personally, yes. I think there needs to be regulations. It is, after all, international trade. We are sending ships from one country to another. There has to be some ethical sharing of information. There has to be some regulation which needs to kind of bind how a ship, for example, a mass vessel would behave when it is in international waters, how it will behave when it is in the port waters of a different state. So I think that regulations are very important. I think ethics in terms of AI is very important. And again, I think keeping it human-centric, keeping it simple for the end user, and also making sure that, you know, the common sense should prevail, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Cynthia.
I think I'll address this question in two folds. I think regulation around the use of AI, I think, has got to have a behavioral element to it. So which means the intent of criminal activity, those are the ones that I would say should be controlled through the use of regulation, because AI is essentially just a tool. However, where there should be a lot more regulation is on the area around data protection and data privacy. Because essentially what are we using AI for is harnessing data. And the data that's being retrieved out of that is what essentially is the most valuable that can be used for multiple intent. That, I do believe there should be some further regulation around protection and privacy so that our industry starts trusting that data sharing could be safe as well. Yeah, so that's, I would say it's twofold for me.
Yeah, a lot of companies think of closed loop intelligence, where you do not reveal whatever is happening in your company. Also the idea is to a system that will process it in a way where you do not know where it ends up. Thank you, very relevant. You have more ideas, or?
No, I think a lot have been covered. It's just a tool. Let's not get overhead with it. Like I think if I want to keep it very down to earth, like it's a tool. It'll do magic and it'll do evil, because we are only human. So we are going to be the one using the tool in the wrong way. It's just going to happen. I think we need to not. There needs to be some critical sense on both ends, but I'm not necessarily a big fan of ultra regulation because it limits the innovation. So we need to find the right balance, and we're going to get it wrong 100%. It's going to be a trial and error, and we'll get it wrong. There will be a lot of issues, but I think we need just to be aware and not trust it 100%. I think that's where I would leave it. It's like, yeah, keep your human senses open and sharp.
I think it's interesting. We started with Shakib's post about AI not being the future; it's here. I kind of circle back to that when it comes to regulation. Last year in the US alone, there was a 56% increase in the number of AI-related regulations. The EU in 2019 has already issued out ethical guidelines when it comes to trustworthy AI. Since then, the Vessel AI project has already adopted it. If you look at, say, in Singapore itself, say in a PDPC, when it comes to data privacy, has already issued out these guidelines, say even in Singapore Computer Society as well. Two things. I do agree with Cynthia. Yes, most of it should center around ethics. Most people will look towards government or government bodies to safeguard public interest, so that's probably where it will start. Then you'd look towards industry bodies for more specific, domain expertise. So I don't think whether or not we need regulations, it's coming, but most importantly, it should not stifle innovation. It should be regulated for like the purpose of safeguarding us all. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I think what remains to say is it's fun to play with these things, and we surprise ourselves all the time. I've been asked what tool I use to do my LinkedIn posts, and I'm proud to say I couldn't be bothered. But I'm sure there's many fun applications and coming up all the time, but we shouldn't be overwhelmed, and I like your sense of realism. And we say it's our new reality. We have to learn how to live with it, and we have to make the best out of it. Thank you very much for an excellent panel.
Thank you.
Thank you.